Listen, daughter, if you got any plans of ever getting a man that ain't been institutionalized for 18 years or sat up in prison and let somebody named Otis playing his booty, then you going to have to look better. And the quickest, most inexpensive way for you to look better, baby, is for you to get some of this tea and this NutriBurst. Drop down in the description box below and click the link to get these products so you ain't got to get no prison, babe. Bye. Y'all know what? Today might be a very good day for y'all to make a list of people y'all just want me to cuss out, because I got a whole lot of negative energy inside of me and I need to get this out before I go outside and slap the shit out of somebody that don't even know them. Master P, you one ignorant son of a b, and you done messed up the thing when you came for Monica. Wanna talk about it? Here you go. Now, Nessa girl, you know, I was raised in such a way you stay out of family business. But since this family business been littered all across the internet and it's for public consumption, I think I speak on it. Master P, you one ignorant ghetto son of a bitch. You have the thought processes and the brain of the type of people that I said on an earlier Instagram post that I cannot stand. I don't understand for the life of me how you have any grounds, rhyme, or reason to have any sort of attitude, point of contention, bone to pick, or anything with R&B songstress Monica. For those of you guys who do not know what I'm talking about, Monica decided that she would leverage her relationships with Kim Kardashian and Lala them in an attempt to see if they could get C Murder out of prison, seeing as though Kim Kardashian is on this whole get people out of prison. Monica notes that there have been some inconsistencies in C Murder's case, that witnesses have recanted statements, that there has been some new evidence since the time that C Murder has been put in jail, and that this is worthy of his case being re-evaluated and possibly him being let out of prison. Now just let's stop right there. I don't give a good goddamn what the relationship was, what the expectation of the relationship was, or anything in between. At the point in which somebody is willing to donate their resources, time, and leverage their relationships to help you get one of your family members out of prison, the only thing in my book left for you to say is thank you. The only thing in my book that is left for one to say is thank you. But instead, in a true ghetto hood nigga mentality, Master P and that bitch that C Murder go with was screwing, done created in their minds some reason to have an issue. Now, for those of us who are logical, rational, and emotionally intelligent enough to understand this, Master P has come out against Monica as far as I'm concerned because he's got some unsettled and uncomfortable emotions within himself about his lack of trying to help his brother get out of jail. And instead of being able to sit and stew and process those emotions, he wants to lash out at Monica because he is processing it as Monica trying to one-up him. If Monica has a relationship with Kim Kardashian who is getting motherfuckers out of jail, Master P, I don't understand what the problem is. And then as he starts on his, with his Twitter thumbs, making different posts and stuff, he implies that Monica was not a ride or die because the ink has just drawn off her divorce papers, to imply that somehow or another, if she was a real one, that she was supposed to stick by his side through thick and thin. Let me tell you something, and just going back, I'm just on a whole heart today about ghetto people, how I can't stand they fucking asses. I can't stand you. I can't stand a ghetto thinking MFer. I just can't. It boils my blood, and I got to get this pissed off energy off me. I'm guessing in a dream or in a past life, a ghetto person must have did something to me. It's got me really mad. I don't understand this whole logic behind somebody go to jail and the expectation for you to be a real. First of all, I can't explain people's diehard dedication and loyalty to being a real one. There's a such thing called when keeping it real goes wrong, and when you are real to the detriment or to the disservice of your own self-interest, then bitch, that's not called real. That's called stupid. Okay. Secondly, Master P called himself trying to read Monica, talking about, you know, you around here trying to do this, trying to shame her as to say you ain't no real family member, you ain't no real ride or die because you went on and got married. Ain't the ink just drawn on your divorce papers? Excuse me, sir. So let me get this right. Your brother may not have killed these damn people, but damn sure was complicit in beating the shit out of them. A decision that he made independent of me. I was nowhere around. He executed poor hood ghetto judgment and got himself in trouble and is in prison for life or 30 years or however the fuck long I did not care to look up to see. He is there, and somehow or another, in order for me to keep it real or qualify as his ride or die, I'm supposed to finger myself for the next 40 years. I'm supposed to forego having children for the next 40 years. I'm supposed to forego having love, affection, security for the next 40 years. Like, I'm confused. Based on this logic, ghetto people, I'm going to need y'all to help me understand what was Master P's expectation of Miss Monica, other than put some money on this commissary, send them some pictures, and write them and call them, answers, collect calls from time to time, and to move on with her life. Just because you went to prison, bitch, don't mean I'm supposed to too. That's not fair. I wasn't with you when you did what you did. I shouldn't have to sit with you in prison. That's just how they go. And Master P, if your wife would have went to prison, you wouldn't have sat back and tweedled your balls and jacked off and did not experience the love and affection of another woman for the next 40 years or for life. Quiet as it's kept. If my memory serves me correct, your wife didn't even go to prison. And you went and sought out the love and affection and somebody to play with your balls outside of your marriage. You don't have babies and whatnot on her. So I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding this hood logic. And then somebody gonna jump on the bandwagon, the girlfriend, the baby mama, whoever the fuck she talking about, she moved. Oh, Monica ain't shit because if she was real, she would have did what she did. She moved 4 minutes away from Angola prison. Bitch, you dumb as all fuck. That's the dumbest thing you could have ever got on the internet and said, that you packed up you, yourself, and your chillin', and you moved 4 minutes away from prison so your ass could go be in prison with a nigga. Let me tell you something. If me and you go together and you make the decision to do something out there to take your ass to prison, the only bitch that's gonna move close to that prison, close enough to be with you every weekend, every visiting hours is your damn mammy. Okay, that is the only person on this planet who is obligated to stick by your side like that. Love is fleeting, honey. Okay, think about how many relationships you was in love with 10 years ago and you was madly in love and who you don't give a shit about. Let me tell you something. Love is a learned behavior. Just like you can learn to fall in that shit, you can condition yourself to fall the fuck up out of it and move the fuck on. I don't give a good goddamn. Let me tell you something. There is only one circumstance by which I pack up my damn life and move 4 minutes away from the damn prison. If C Murder had so much motherfucking money and that money was signed over to me and I had a trust where, bitch, I'm getting $20,000 a month coming into my account until the day I got them down, like the lottery, bitch, like a lottery annuity. That is the only way that my ass is going to stay loyal to somebody in this way. If not, I'm not putting my life on hold for some nigga that's in prison. He got a whole nother boyfriend, girlfriend, whichever you want to call it, in prison. He don't move the fuck on with his life and his sexual exploits, and I'm supposed to stand by his side. And then, you know, the fact that Monica was even put in a situation where she had to defend her, I'm not going to call it loyalty, I'm going to call it her friendship, her love for this man. I think Monica did what any reasonable person does. When you go visit when you can, you take a phone call, you put money on their books, you be a listening ear. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to prison with you. The fact that all these years later that he is still at the forefront of her mind enough for her to put her friendships, leverage her friendships, put her relationships on the line to help his case says a lot. Says a lot. And Master P, I honestly think you owe her an apology, and I think you need to take an introspective look at yourself as to why it is you felt the need to express yourself the way you did. Homeboy, And this is, y'all, is when we go back and y'all think that toxic masculinity is an attack on the black man or the strong masculine man, and it is not. Toxic masculinity shows itself when men are not allowed to express vulnerable and soft emotions in safe spaces, so then they act like niggas with it. You see what I'm saying? If Master P was granted the opportunity during his formative years, during his young years, to be a vulnerable man who knew how to touch the vulnerable, hurting, softer side of himself, he would know how to process these emotions. But he did what most toxic men do. They process feelings in the way, uncomfortable feelings that they don't know how to process. They process them violently. You see what I'm saying? They process them forcefully. They process them aggressively. What Master P did to Monica is an act of violence. It's aggressive. It's very, very uncomfortable for someone in her position. She is being attacked for helping, because he's uncomfortable that he was unable to garner the type of help and support that she was able to. Despite the fact that what she's doing, regardless of his uncomfortable feelings, the net effect is positive for his brother. What is the problem? The same thing with Miss Lady Girl, who moved 4 minutes away from the prison. I have a question for you, Master P, and Miss Lady Girl, who moved 4 minutes away from the prison. Considering how y'all feel about Monica, would you guys like her to call Kim Kardashian and say, never mind, forget it, fuck it? Because it feels as if in order to make y'all feel better, that is what y'all would prefer her do. So my question to you is, and in order to stroke your ego and make you feel comfortable about the unsettled feelings that you have in you, is the correct course of action for Monica to call Kim and call it off? I bet not. In a true nigga fashion, y'all want to use her to fuck up and dog her out at the same goddamn time without learning. Y'all, I'm sure now that y'all don't got the ball damn rolling, you probably would do any damn thing to be on the three-way call to figure out what the fuck going on with the case and what the forward movement is. And if she gets C-Murder ass out of prison, your ass gonna be super happy but unable to say thank you to this damn girl. I don't understand what the problem is, and I'm gonna tell you when you brought me wrong, and I'm gonna tell you the beautiful thing about having a great reputation. Monica is one of those people out there, she could be the shittiest person on earth and would nobody believe it. I'm going to say that one more time for you. She could be the shittiest human being on earth and nobody will believe it. And you know why? Because her history, her reputation. Mama carries herself in such a way that ain't a bitch alive can say nothing bad about it. Here's the gag. When this shit came out, I didn't even have to read the facts of the case and the situation, and I automatically knew Master P was wrong. See, ladies and gentlemen, that's the type of reputation you want to have, that people blindly defend your character because you don't have no prior track record or history or rap sheet of being no messy, problematic bitch. And Monica doesn't. So as far as I'm concerned, she did nothing but move correct. And Master P, you can take your ass the fuck on somewhere and record some new music or get back on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, whatever the fuck it was. Or do a cancer march with Mia X or something and leave that girl alone. Step out the way and let them women do what you were unable to do. And here is the other thing. We all can only do what we can do. Master P, if you were unable to do the things that Kim Kardashian and Monica have been able to accomplish, that is not a slight to you. It simply means you used all the tools that were available to you in your toolbox, and that was all you could do. Nothing more, nothing less. There is no reason for you to be sitting over here feeling inadequate, feeling mad, feeling betrayed, feeling whatever the hell it is you is feeling. If you've done everything that you could do within your power. But this leads me to believe that you haven't done everything you could do in your power with your money and your celebrity to get your brother out of jail. And what Master P is over there feeling, rather he's willing, able, and ready, or equipped enough to understand, accept, and believe this, is guilt. Guilt is one hell of an emotion, and people will deflect, and deflect some more to keep from having to process their own negative emotions. That being said, while I'm upset with Master P, I understand him. I understand the psychology behind the behavior of somebody like Master P, and I just hope that people in his corner help him realize that what he is doing is detrimental to his brother, considering the fact that all these people are trying to do is help, and they never set out to hurt. And that's how I measure people these days. Even when I take offense or I find myself being offended by something that somebody did or said, I step back before I process those feelings and I assess their intention. If it was just a drive-by offense and I'm offended by way of collateral damage, I let it fly. If the person set out to offend me, then we got a problem. Master P, you are offended and upset for reasons that are beyond Monica. And somebody in your corner need to tell you that. That's all I got. I ain't got no more. I'm about to call y'all about one more thing on this Tuesday morning, but I got to get dressed so I can go down to the party tonight. I got to go to a nasty birthday party. I'll call y'all back. Bye.